안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Welcome to yet another edition of Let's Speak Korean, where we learn the Korean language the easy way. And here to help us do that is 지승현 선생님. Let's say hello. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. 다시 만나서 정말 반갑습니다. It is good to see you again in this lesson.
Now, in our last lesson, we learned how to use the expression 만에 to talk about something that happened in the past. All right, let's go for a quick review. 지 선생님, 어제 뭐 했어요?
친구를 만나서 같이 영화를 봤어요.
얼마 만에 만난 친구예요?
한 달 만에 만난 친구예요.
그럼 영화는 얼마 만에 봤어요?
거의 한 달 만에 영화를 봤어요.
Watching one movie a month, I think that's quite consistent. I wish I could say the same for myself.
Well, actually, it's not enough for me because the watching film is the favorite pastime for me.
Really? Do you have plans to watch another movie today?
Oh, why not? You want to go with me?
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this time we are going to learn something new in this lesson, and that is we're going to learn how to talk about one action following immediately after another. All right, then let's go and watch the clip to find out what's in store.
떠날 시간이에요. 어서 갑시다.
이렇게 도와줘서 정말 고마워요.
뭘요? 어쨌든 도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
물론이죠. 그럼 편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
그래요. 여권 손에 들었죠?
아차, 아직 가방 안에 들었어요. 항상 이렇게 정신이 없어요.
잘 다녀오세요.
네, 들어가세요.
Let's quickly go over what we saw in the clip. Michael is leaving for his home and Suji is seeing him off. Michael thanks her for doing so and she tells him to send her a postcard as soon as he gets back home. And he says that if he sends this postcard, she has to make sure to write back to him. Now at this point, Suji asks Michael if he has his passport ready, and it seems that Michael, being as forgetful that he is, he has left his passport in his bag, deep in his bag, and he needs to get it out. All right then, let's get a quick check of the key expression in this lesson. We'll learn how to talk about an action that follows immediately after another action is completed. It's the verb stem plus 는 대로. Why don't we start off with some new vocabulary that we'll need to learn those expressions. Please listen and repeat along with 선생님.
준비하다. 준비하다. 연락을 받다. 연락을 받다. 회의에 들어가다. 회의에 들어가다. 수출하다. 수출하다.
Let's now take a closer look at how the key expression is used in the clip.
도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
그럼 편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
Suji asks Michael to send her a postcard as soon as he gets home. How does she say this?
도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
We saw the word 부탁해요 used in Suji's sentence, and it is used to ask Michael to send her a postcard. Now, rather than just telling him to send it, she is requesting this very earnestly. Right then, Michael at this says that she, that is Suji, has to reply if he sends the postcard. How did he say this?
편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
Let's take a look at the common factor in the sentences that we just looked at. They were in the phrases 도착하는 대로 and 편지 받는 대로. 선생님, when should we use these expressions?
Okay, we use this expression when we want to talk about an action that follows immediately after another action that is complete. Attach the suffix 는 to the first action followed by the word 대로 and just indicate the action that follows after this.
So all we have to do is add 는 대로 to the verb stem.
That's right. Well, another point is this is used regardless of the tense. Well, whether it's the past, present, or the future tense for that matter, how the verb stem ends, all we have to do is add the expression 는 대로. Okay, the tense only applies to the action that follows.
All right, so this time let's practice adding 는 대로 to the verb stem. Please repeat after 선생님.
집에 오다. 집에 오는 대로. 연락을 받다. 연락을 받는 대로. 호텔에 도착하다. 호텔에 도착하는 대로. 옷을 만들다. 옷을 만드는 대로.
Easy enough, isn't it? So all you have to remember is to add 는 대로 to the verb stem.
Well, there's one thing you have to keep in mind.
And what could that be?
Well, did you notice that the one strange thing about the last example, 만드는 대로? Did you notice that?
I see what you mean. The verb stem for the infinitive 만들다 is 만들, but we said 만드는 대로. Now, I think we've run across verbs like this before, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right. It is an irregular verb you have to memorize. If we were to leave the 받침 리을, we would end up with 만드는 대로. That would make it very difficult pronunciation, right? So when the sound 리을 and 니은 come together, we usually omit the 리을, which makes it much easier to pronounce. Well, there's more detailed explanation for this rule, but I don't want to confuse you, so I'm going to just leave it for next time.
All right, so it's 만드는 대로, which makes it much easier to pronounce. All right, then, let's take a look at some other complete sentences.
집에 도착하는 대로 친구에게 전화를 했어요. 저는 매일 방송국에 오는 대로 회의에 들어가야 해요. 방송이 끝나는 대로 도서관에 가야 해요. 일이 끝나는 대로 시내에서 친구를 만날 거예요.
It is time for us to go over some extra expressions in this lesson. Suji is helping Michael to pack up and leave, and she tells him to hurry along. How does she say this in Korean?
어서 갑시다. 어서 갑시다.
The word 어서 here means to hurry, and another word that is similar in meaning can be 빨리 갑시다, also meaning to let's hurry along. Now there is a difference between the two words 어서 and 빨리. Let me explain this. 어서 is not related to time, but it is rather telling someone not to hesitate and to hurry, whereas 빨리 is directly related to speed. All right, there is another thing that we ran across, and that is Michael thanks Suji for helping him out to leave the country for his home, and Suji tells him that it is nothing, that he shouldn't feel so too thankful rather. Now, 선생님, how would we say, what would be the equivalent of you're welcome in Korean?
Okay, yes. 뭘요? 뭘요?
Now, Suji also asked Michael whether he has his passport ready. How does she ask this?
여권 손에 들었어요? 여권 손에 들었어요?
The word 여권 is the word for passport. Now, the accurate pronunciation for this is 여권 and not 여권. Don't forget this. Also, we also ran across the expression 손에 들다, which means to hold something in one's hand. Now, when Suji asks him where his passport was, Michael answers that it is still in his bag. Now, how did he say this in Korean?
아직 가방 안에 들었어요. 아직 가방 안에 들었어요.
We ran across some very new expressions and some new vocabulary in this lesson. So this time, let's wrap up what we have learned up to this point by going over the expressions one by one, along with the clip.
떠날 시간이에요. 어서 갑시다.
떠날 시간이에요. 어서 갑시다.
어떻든 도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
어떻든 도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
그럼 편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
그럼 편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
항상 이렇게 정신이 없어요.
항상 이렇게 정신이 없어요.
잘 다녀오세요.
잘 다녀오세요.
Now, we are going to give you one more chance to take a look at the entire clip from the beginning one more time. So this time, it is your chance to memorize the expressions.
떠날 시간이에요. 어서 갑시다.
이렇게 도와줘서 정말 고마워요.
뭘요? 어떻든 도착하는 대로 예쁜 그림 엽서 부탁해요.
물론이죠. 그럼 편지 받는 대로 꼭 답장하세요.
그래요. 여권 손에 들었죠?
아차, 아직 가방 안에 들었어요. 항상 이렇게 정신이 없어요.
잘 다녀오세요.
네, 들어가세요.
Well, that is all the time we have for this edition. So until next time, 안녕히 계세요.